Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Rasco Garage. We've got another episode on the way. Today we're going to be switching things up from fabrication to just some maintenance on my X5. I have to change the spark plugs. I refuse to take it to the dealership because the cost is outrageous. So got some spark plugs here. I'll show you the part number and everything that we got. So I did a little research. I went with the NGK. I went with these or the similar model, not the same exact model obviously, but I went with these with my F80 M3. I really like them. So these are the laser iridium. Here's the part number. So I had to order these direct from NGK, like AutoZone, and the local places didn't have it. So luckily for me, they had a warehouse down here where I'm at in Southern California, so that it was like ended up being 2-day shipping. So it wasn't too bad. And they also call for an 030 gap on these. So make sure you have gapping tool. You can see here we got 0.030. And then the only other piece that we need, or tool rather, that helps. Where is it? Here we go. So I have a 14 millimeter swivel socket because on the F80s the spark plugs are at kind of a slight angle. So that was one of the tools that's recommended, and it's also magnetic. So it makes it really easy for pulling out and putting in spark plugs. So the first order of business we need to determine, and now my X5 is the 4.0 X drive, so it's got the B58 in here. So what we need to find out is how far back is the 6-cylinder because BMW, as much as I love them, they love to put it basically under the dashboard. So we'll have to get this thing, the cover popped off, and just see where everything is. Once we have that, it's a pretty straightforward process, but let's go through it together. Alright, here's cylinder 1. Not too bad. Let's get the new one. Alright, we got our new one here. And we have our, you see it? 030. Gap is, let's see. You see it? There you go. Gap is good. So like I said, this socket, it's magnetic, which is quite nice. So what I recommend first is getting it off the wrench and get it hand started, and then we'll take it all the way in. That says the tightening torque, I think, is 23 to 25 Newton meters, which is not very much. So alright, that's it for cylinder 1. That's it. So that was cylinder 1. We're just gonna do this, repeat it 5 more times. Let's go. So we ran into a little bit of a issue slash concern. So cylinder 3 had oil on the spark plug. So Not too pumped about that, so not sure if it was just, could have been seated wrong, so oil was coming up, because there is oil on the bottom, but the majority of the oil is on the top of the spark plug. And then coming over here and looking at it, where the coil pack is screwed in, there was some oil residue sitting right there. So I don't know if it just came up and over on the coil pack itself. You can see in the cylinder, I put a rag in there and cleaned it out. Most of it's already out of there, but so I don't know if that's like I said, it could be pushing up past the spark plug itself. If it was loose, I mean, it seemed similar torque to the other ones, but there was a slight gap. Could have pushed it back up through, or it could be a valve cover gasket, which sucks. So the car is under warranty, so if that's the case, I'll probably just take it to the dealership to do that, even though that's not a crazy hard job. But if I can get it done for free from the dealership with free parts, then you know, might as well do it that way. So we're gonna keep moving on. So I'll put the new spark plug in cylinder 3, but yeah, I ran into that a little unfortunate surprise. So let's keep going. Alright, so we got all the spark plugs back in the car. I had my special helper out here.
Hello.
Cameron. You my helper? Alright, so good news is we didn't have to take off any of the braces or anything to get to cylinder 6. There's a sensor right here. You can see this needs to come off, and you need to take back the sensor for the cylinder 5 coil. I'm pretty sure this is the first time the spark plugs have been changed on this car, and the coil packs were outrageous to pull off. The rubber suction that they have that goes over the spark plug itself is unbelievable. The cylinder 6 was a nightmare to get off. I literally had to crawl into the engine to get leverage to pull it off. So everything's in. Before I put the engine cover back on, we're gonna start it, just make sure everything's okay. I don't see why anything would be an issue. I did run into a problem with cylinders 3 and 4 had oil basically on top of the coil pack itself and on top of the spark plug. Now that we've successfully changed the spark plugs in the X5, car's actually running really good. It feels a little bit more responsive and a little bit more peppy, so it was good to have them changed. I want to circle back for cylinders 3 and 4 where there was oil on top of the spark plug and actually kind of on the coil pack itself. So as I mentioned before, the car's under warranty, so I did take it to the dealership, had them take a look at it. I took some pictures of it, set the pictures to the techs as well, so they won't have to troubleshoot it for too long. So it turned out to be a valve cover gasket. It was leaking. They did replace it. They did get it fixed. So if you have a similar problem, if you're changing your spark plugs and you see some oil on it, more than likely it's going to be the valve cover gasket. So if you have it under warranty, great, take it in. If not, you can go directly just to buy that part and then look up the procedure and how to change the gasket. It's not too hard of a project. I've done it before on my E36. I know it's a different setup, but fundamentally it's pretty much the same. So anyhow, you know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe. More content on the way. Thanks for watching. Catch you again next time.